Hi everyone, Shawn here from the SciFi Model Guy, and welcome to Chapter 2 of the U.S.S. Enterprise D Full Build Series. In this chapter, everyone, we are going to be doing the light blocking for the windows, showing the techniques that I discovered and kind of came up with along the way. I've had some wonderful comments and suggestions from people so far, especially the last chapter, which that video has done amazingly well, so I want to thank everyone for tuning into that one. It really meant a lot. And beyond that, though, everyone, we did it. We got past our 1,000 subscriber goal with a lot of them this day. We're at 1,030 subscribers. So we hit it, everyone. So the next build after this is going to be the Enterprise giveaway. So I'll be picking the winner for that soon. So you can still continue to enter for that. It's hashtag Enterprise right there. And that will get you to win the Enterprise original scale, 650 scale. So it's about 18-inch long, built to your specs. So keep entering. Well, enter one entry per person. You know, I'm just grabbing each name, and we'll figure out the method for contacting the winners and all that stuff when the time comes. So anyway, thanks guys so much. I'm so happy. I knew we were closing in on it, but then we got like this nice big push, and so many of you subscribed. So thank you so much. I'm really, really excited. And now on to the next 1,000 and beyond. So it's really been a fun journey, and I hope to continue this for a long time. So yeah, this chapter, folks, is just the light blocking and the window. So I think I came up with some cool solutions for that, as well as the little light table I think that I showed you. And I think I put up a couple community posts with the main deflector dish there, and that thing from Green Strawberry. It's a wonderful piece. If you're building this alongside with me, just save up and get it. Just get the thing. It's right here. It's as amazing. It's so cool. Let me see if I can get the flashlight for you and show you. But it's super cool. It's made with resin, and I'll just show you a little bit of it there. I painted it copper, but back here is a blue light, and when that blue light shines through there, it illuminates this thing beautifully with this nice soft glow, and I can't wait to see it on the ship. So that's it. But before we get to the video, it is time for some more viewer mail. I've got three people that we're going to feature here. So let's go to the first picture right now. Okay, we are going to start today with some more wonderful pictures from Mark, who, as you may remember, is building a complete scale version of the Munsters house from the old sitcom, and that is 1313 Mockingbird Lane. And what a wonderful picture this is. It's even in black and white, and even without it being weathered yet, you know, we haven't had the distressing on the build. There's no cobwebs, things like that. It's amazing. Now, everyone, this is 100% scratch build. Mark is doing all of this. He's designing everything, cutting every piece, putting it on, getting it just right, and he shared so many pictures with me. And I'm just thrilled that he's sharing all of this. And I hope, Mark, if you're out there, I hope you're documenting this stuff. I mean, this would make a wonderful book, like a coffee table book, or just something to inspire people, just to show what you've done. So hopefully you're really documenting all this stuff, because it's great. And yes, it's not science fiction, but it is pop culture, and the Munsters are just so well known. And look at this one, you guys. You see here, these are some resin pictures of the family that he got from Australia, and they're wonderful. Can't wait to see those painted. There's Herman, and there's Grandpa, and he sent in a couple more. These are just a couple that I'm showing there, but really wonderful stuff, and I'm thanking Mark for sharing this. So we can't wait to see this in progress as you go on. And next, we have a few more pictures to share from Jody, and Jody sent me a wonderful email and said that I inspired him to kind of finish this Enterprise D with the battle damage, and man, that's just such a compliment to hear. I've had a few people tell me that I've inspired them to get back into the hobby, or to, you know, do a little extra on their work or something like that. And I'm telling you that I can't express how good that makes me feel to know that I've positively influenced somebody and given them something to have fun with, and really that's what this community is about. It's about sharing our ideas and our tips and just sharing the work with each other. And even going back to what Mark sent in, he was saying how the dollhouse community, which has been helping, with his builds and stuff, he said how tremendously supportive they are. And it's just wonderful when the hobbyists get together and support each other and support the hobby. And it's just, we become more than the sum of our parts, as they say. So, Jody, thank you for the kind words, but I want to share this picture here that we've had up here. This is a diorama that Jody did, which is inspired from Star Trek Generations. And if you've seen that movie, you'll remember the saucer separation when they had to separate during their battle with the Duras sisters, Lursa and Bator, I think were their names. And they basically took the Enterprise out. And, if it weren't for Troy, if Counselor Troy would have had a little bit more practice at the helm, maybe they wouldn't have crashed on Viridian 3. So, but man, what a great diorama this is. Even the angle that it's escaping at and everything. And everyone, please go check out Jody's channel. It's called Trek Mods. I'll try to put a link to it in the description. Jody does some really great scratch work, a lot of creative stuff, building starships with household parts, taking kits that were never intended to be lit, like this Enterprise, and actually lighting it. So really, really great work. And the next picture here is from a newcomer to our viewer mail, and it's from Bradley, who sent a nice email to me and said that he just recently got back into the hobby, which is great. Welcome back home. It's like you never left. But Bradley sent this great collection of some Bandai Star Wars kits that he made. So we see the Razor Crest from The Mandalorian. There's a BB-8. R2-D2, and there's an X-Wing back there. And also looking at the background there, Bradley, I see you are into Dungeons & Dragons, so a hearty salute and well met to you, sir. So hopefully you're still playing D&D a little bit. I would love to play again someday. But anyway, that's it, folks. And hi, I'm back. Thanks again, everyone who has been submitting pictures. I do have some more from Nathan, and from Ian had sent some stuff, but I try to limit these to three submissions per week because we want to get to the video. But I will be doing that on the next video. And guys, I've got so much recorded for this. I've got like 24 more sections of video that I plug in. I'm trying to keep these the model parts of this down to 30 minutes or less. So I might be putting out more than one a week, just to keep this model going. But anyway, guys, thanks again. It's a long intro. I appreciate everybody. And remember, #Enterprise, and we will be doing that drawing very, very soon. I want to thank you all for getting this channel to over 1,000. It means a lot. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you down the road. Okay, here we are, everyone. We are looking here at the underside of the saucer section. And as you can see here, it is black. So we've started the light blocking process. Now, we did talk about this in the unboxing video that I didn't want to do too much light blocking on the outside, that we're going to be light blocking on the inside of the ship. But the reason I'm putting a little bit of the light blocking here on the outside and that it's black will become apparent. So in order to light block from the inside on this ship, you have to mask out where you want the windows to be illuminated. Obviously, because if we just did the entire ship in black here, we wouldn't be able to see the windows. So right here is an example of where we masked some of this. So there's just two windows. We're going to mask all of the ones that we want illuminated. So the thing is to find out which which ones to do here, how to get the tape on there perfectly to mask it. So once these are all masked, we'll come through with several coats of black and other colors to do a proper light blocking from the interior while leaving these windows nice and illuminated there so that the light can really shine through. So how do we do that? Well, I kind of thought of this, and I know probably a bunch of other people have done this here. But what I did was I painted this thing in black, and now I just went through and I scraped out all the windows that I want to be lit. So I'll just do a couple extras here just to show you. So we're going to go right here, and I've got my trusty dental pick here. Again, probably my favorite tool for modeling. So we're just going to scrape it out, and it's very light. I mean, almost no pressure at all. Okay, so very, very little. Don't need much. Okay, so there's one. All right. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to flip this over, and as you can see, all these windows that I had scraped out, I can see through the plastic now. So now I know, just using my flashlight here, I can take, for instance, right here. We're going to cut off a little bit of tape. Now what I'm probably going to do is cut out a bunch of small pieces with my masking tape. You know, put it down, use the X-Acto knife, and cut a whole bunch of these things because I'm snipping these off one at a time, and it's just taking too much time. So I'll do that. So right here is some windows, or are some windows. I think 2 of them. And I'm just going to, well, I'm going to go this way here. And there we go. And this is going to take a long time, you guys, but I'm going to go all the way around and get every window that I scraped out, and then I will be able to light block this properly while leaving these things unmasked. I did something similar like this with the Enterprise C, but I didn't think then to light block the outside with a little bit of black first to make it easier to find the windows. I just kind of guessed, and that one was it was hard. It was really hard, but I think this is going to be good. It's going to take a long time, but it's going to be right. So here, I'll just shine these through. Not every window is scraped out. Probably about a third of them, maybe 2/3, about maybe half. Kind of. I just went random. A couple groups here, singles there. Just, you know, I could have just copied from the show as it's lit the same way every time, but I want to kind of make this mine. So we're just going to be doing that, and that's that. So this is going to take a long time. It's probably going to be the longest stage of building this model, but it will be worth it. I really think so. We're just masking these things on the inside there, and so that way we will get really nice and clean windows. So a little bit of an interlude here. The masking is going about as planned, and the time that is being spent on it is about what we predicted. So down here, just wanted to point out here that I took a strip of the frog masking tape, and I just kind of cut it into little sections here. So there's three equal sections there. They're a little bit bigger than the window sizes are, and then I did a lot of them that are like single window size, and then a few here that are for double windows. So a lot of the windows, you know, most of the windows I did are single scratch outs, and then some of them are doubled up. So that's why there's more singles here than doubles, and then I've got room down here to do some more. And if you can see here, there are actually 3 strips here. I took this one length of tape, cut a little bit off of the bottom, and then it's 3 more or less equal sizes. So the reason for this section of the video here is previously what I was doing, I was going through with this flashlight and just shining it underneath, you know, and just aiming it in different directions here, leaving it there and putting the tape where I saw these window sizes. But that was getting a little bit frustrating to move this thing around, and it would roll, and then also I'm wasting the battery. So I went ahead and built this little guy. It's more or less just a miniature light table. So it's a little piece of styrene here, scrap that I have down below, and I put some little individual bits there to kind of lift it, and then this piece of clear plexiglass there, so you can kind of see this gap in between there. And there's just 2 strips of the LED wire wired together there, and it goes over here to the power supply. So I'll go ahead and switch that on. And now I can just take this saucer section and lay it on top like this. And you can see here these individual windows are lighting up when I move the saucer around. And so this way I'll be able to really just not worry about the battery dying, not worry about the flashlight, just hold this thing here, get some of the masks here that I've pre-cut, and just keep trugging along. So I'll try to do that real quick here. Whoops. I've got the camera kind of in my way there. So there we go. So I picked up one of these little masks, and I'll just go over here. There's a window there. And I'll just lay that on there. And that's really all there is to it. So it's just doing this process a couple hundred times, really. It's kind of hard to do it with the phone camera here where it is and work around it because it's on the stand. So, but hopefully you get the idea here. And I'll go ahead and shut this off so I don't blind you. But yeah, so it's just 2 strips of the bright white LED strips, and then it's just, wired together here. I got the shrink tubing there and a mask on my finger. Get away. And it's just connected over there to the power supply. But yeah, kind of like a little mobile light table. And I'm sure this will come in handy for other projects and kits that I'm going to do as well. Namely, I think the 650 Enterprise that we're going to be building for the winter of the giveaway when we hit the 1,000 subscribers. So I'm looking forward to making more use of this little thing. So I'll report back later and let you know how it works, but I'm pretty sure that it will turn out to be a pretty neat little invention, especially for something like this. If you're doing the Enterprise D, the Enterprise E, or the Enterprise C, that those 3 ships have tons and tons of windows. So you can build this, and I wish I remembered, there was a comment way back on one of the videos of someone who said suggested building like a light table to do something like this, and I had always thought of it, and now, well, a miniature version of it anyway is in existence now, and I'll be able to manipulate this around underneath, and it's small enough to fit under most of these saucers, so it should turn out to be pretty good. All right, well, we'll report back later. I'm sure this is going to be a success, so if you are building along with us right here, why don't you go ahead and build one of these? It doesn't take much. You have a little bit of spare styrene, maybe a piece of plexiglass laying around that's clear, and some glue, wire, and you're good to go. All right, folks, we'll catch you back in a couple of minutes here. All right, everyone, just another angle here just to show a little bit more. This piece is a little bit easier to deal with, and the camera is situated at a good spot to show you. So, again, we have the little light table thing that was constructed previously. It's working out really well. I'm really, really happy with this. So we've got this nice flat pieces, the bottom of the main hull, or the secondary hull engineering section. And I'm just kind of going in here with the dental pick tool, and it's very, very light. I don't even need to scratch very hard. It's just almost like drawing. So there we go. There's a window, and I'm just randomly kind of going. Now, in the saucer section, I didn't do as many lights because it's a bigger piece, and at the end of the day, there are a lot more lights showing on it. So that's one thing. And the other reason why I had less lights on in the saucer section is because kind of in the show, it was like that. And it makes sense because the saucer section is where everyone lives. That's their living quarters and everything. But in the secondary hull down here, this is engineering, this is sensors and all that kind of stuff. This is the departments, where people are working. So it's more likely that these lights here, whatever rooms are in here, are going to be the ones that are occupied pretty much all day with different shifts of people working. So you're going to have more lights on down here. Kind of like this is the office building and the saucer section is the apartments or the living quarters, you know. So, and that's also apparent on the back of the ship. So back here on the saucer sections up here, these here in the show, if you look, almost all of these are illuminated, as well as these here. So that's kind of like a working area of the ship. It's always going to be occupied. So anyway, so there's that. And then we're going to put tape on the other side. So we're going to flip this around here. And as you can see, this tells me exactly where I need to put the tape. Well, okay, all of the masking is done. And wow, what a project this was. So as you can see here, we've got a lot of little pieces of tape strewn about the saucer section, the secondary hull, and the neck here, which we're going to pan to, and right over here. So pick that up. So you can see there, all these little bumps there, that's just from the little dental pick thing that I used to pull the tape off of the mat there, but it shouldn't be a problem. I'm just going to push these down a little bit with my finger, make sure everything's secure before we start light blocking this. But it's all done, everybody. It's ready to go. You can see here there are a few parts where I was using the little white tape, which was from the little spool that we had, which is right up here, right there. And that was just proving too arduous to sit there and cut with scissors and everything. So we ended up laying down the tape on the mat here and cutting, you know, little thin strips of it and then slicing it down vertically that way to get the desired sizes. So now one thing to point out is all of the windows on this kit are various sizes. Like the ones here on the saucer section, I'll do here, like you can see here, they're very long. And then if we show the neck right next to it, you'll see that these windows are very tiny. So you got very large windows and very tiny windows. So we had to cut our pieces of tape accordingly to fit those individual window sizes. So I'll just flip this here and give you a comparison from this side. So you can see there that it is quite different. So it did take quite a bit of experimentation, a little variation, and eventually I got it down and got into a really good groove to start picking these things off and nailing them down. So let's do this. Let's get the old stand. So this here is the little stand I have when I'm from this angle. Just a little phone stand. It's really nice little piece. So we're going to set that there. And we're going to get our little light table here that we made. So I'm going to set this on top, turn it on, and there we go. So you can see here all of the windows are green tint, and that was my way of confirming that yes, I did indeed cover all the windows. So just to reiterate the process, so what we did, we put a couple coats of black on the outside of here, nothing too thick, just enough to where when we would scratch these windows, we would see it from this side and the other side as well. What I'll show you maybe here is a couple of the spots here where I had a little bit light. It's kind of hard to tell, but like right here, I didn't put the paint on so thick. So yeah, it's confirming. I didn't put too much paint here, again, because we don't want to ruin all this nice detail that you see here. So I'll hold that up so you can see all these little grooves and all this texture and stuff. Too many coats of paint would just get rid of all that, and it would just be a big blobby mess. So now what the step's going to be is to paint this side here. So we're going to, well, I just knocked the camera over and had to hit the record button again. Sorry about that. So again, what we're going to do here at this stage is we're going to take all of these pieces. We've got the saucer sections here. Let me turn off the light so we don't blind you. We've got both saucer sections. All of this is taped. We've got the bottom of the secondary hull here, the top of the secondary hull here, and then of course the neck Very tiny windows there. There's the other side there. And then we have some for the back of the neck there. Now, this is done in the white. This was the first section that I did. And this wasn't such a big deal. I just cut these pieces out. But when I got to the saucer section, I realized, okay, I needed to kind of pre-cut these things and lay them on the mat. Now, and this stuff is taped over here and on the other side because we're going to be using glue here on this side to tap it to the saucer section. We're not going to make this ship able to be separated. I'm not going to put any paint here, any decals or anything. It's going to get glued right to the saucer section. So yeah, that's it. So we're going to mask this with a couple coats of black. And then I think for this one, everyone, I will go ahead and coat the inside with a coat of silver paint. Because there are so many lights in this kit that I think it's necessary to get the silver in here to increase the reflectivity as much as possible. Like for the Enterprise, the original series, even the 350, there's so few windows there that you don't really need to have that reflective interior to bounce all the light all over the place. But for ships like the Enterprise D and the Enterprise C, the Enterprise E even, with so many lights, you kind of want some reflectivity in there. You can go with a white. Gloss white is very, very reflective, but the gloss white takes a tremendous amount of time to dry. So I'm going to go with the silver, which a lot of other builders do. I see that, and I'm just going to go with that because, again, we there's so much going on here. All these lights. You can see with how many pieces of tape I put here. These are all individual lights, and we want all the light to bounce around. Now, as for the lighting scheme of how we're going to organize the LED strips like this, that is something I'm thinking about. I have some ideas. We're going to make use of some sprue, of course, like we have before. And we're going to be making some light fixtures. So that's going to be an interesting thing. I still have yet to work it out 100%, but pretty much what we're going to do, just as a base explanation, is we're going to have sections of light mounted along these bare spots here. So where you see where there's no tape, we're going to mount some light kind of raised and have it on 2 or 3 directions. So we are going to use a ton of lights on this project. I want to make sure that every one of these lights here gets full illumination. So we're going to use a lot of sprue to raise the lights, and a lot of multiple lights, a lot of wiring going on, and we're going to try to make it as neat as possible, of course. And then I still have to determine where the nav board is going to go. We're not quite sure on that, but let's just for the final bit of this section here. So I'm just going to show off some of this lighting here, and you can see the green tint, but it really looks cool even now with the black surface and all these lights kind of illuminated. It kind of gets me really, really excited seeing this to keep going. Like this is really cool. You can imagine it blue or the gray color with all the blue decals and all the Aztecs things going on, and the lights. And I do have what am I looking for? I'm looking for the deflector dish, but I can't find it, which I hopefully would have talked about in the intro. That is something I'm super excited about as well, and that's going to be the thing I'm looking forward to most in the painting, is that piece. But let's go here. We'll put on the other. This is the bottom of this saucer, so you can see that. And again, there's all that nice green tint, so we know that we've covered everything. The 2 neck pieces. And I'm sorry about this light, blinding you. So those are. And again, as we talked about earlier, we did scrape out quite a number of lights on this because this is going to be the area of the ship where there's most people working at any given time. So it's pretty much, I would imagine, 24/7 work in the neck. and the engineering section, secondary hulls. But here you're going to see a lot of lights going on here. This is a lot of work area, and the saucer is the living area, so we're going to see fewer again. So here's some on the bottom, really nice. I believe this here is an aft torpedo. Maybe no, I believe this is a strobe. It's a fast strobe. I think it's red. For whatever reason in the show that this was a red flashing light, so we'll try to duplicate that as much as we can or best possible. And then back here, I think these are, I don't think it's torpedo launchers. I mean, the torpedo launcher's here. I don't know what this is, but it looked like windows, so I scraped those out. We'll find out what they are later. Yeah, so let's turn off the light. Anyway, that's a little bit of an update there. I'm going to go ahead and just start coating the inside. Again, we're going to go very light black with the matte black primer. A couple of coats, very light, maybe 3 just to get it solid, and then we'll top that with silver. And then once that's done, and I'm confident there's no light spots coming through, then we'll go through and just pull all of these off, and that will be done very, very, very carefully, because I don't want to pull any of the paint off of here that we're going to put, or we'll get this big light spot. So that will be an adventure on its own. So I'm expecting this painting here to take another day or so, just to allow the coats time to dry. So I'm going to head over there right now. It's really late. It's like 2 in the morning for me right now. But no time like the present just to start coating this with some black, and then the more time I can wait in between coats, the better it'll be, and the lighter the coats can be when I put them on. So lots more to talk about, everyone. We've got lighting to talk about, we've got nav boards to talk about, and we've got photo etch and deflector dish and all that kind of stuff. And how the heck are we going to wire the nacelles? I mean, this is just a skinny piece of plastic, right? So how are we going to do the wires from here into here and make it show? Well, I've got a solution for that, and we'll be showing that later on. All right. Well, we'll see you all soon. Take care. So today's the next day, and everything is done. Not everything's done with the model, but everything's done with the masking. We've taken that off. Here's the bottom part of this engineering section. Here are the saucer section. Here is all the windows there, and the bottom part of the saucer section here. And I'm really thrilled with how this turned out. So I'm going to turn this over here, and I think what we'll do, okay, we'll lay the light there like that, and then what I'll do is I'll just hold this up and turn on the light, and there we go, everyone. This came out really nice. I mean, I did expect it to be this way, but there's always that little shadow of doubt. So this turned out really good. The light blocking really worked. Now, what I thought was a light spot over here, it looks like that's just a little silver paint that got from my finger, that's from the other side. So that's not a light spot. That's just some paint that'll go away. But yeah, it turned out really, really cool. So the next step here is to prime all of this stuff, and then we'll start putting in the lights there. So anyway, let's see here. Nothing really else to say on this section here. There was some stuff I was going to go over, but changed my mind. Anyway, so it looked really cool. This all came off really nice. I didn't scratch anything. The dental pick tool once again proved itself to be just extremely versatile, and was able to get all of these things off. Well, there's a little nick there, but thankfully, nothing is showing through on the other side. And if there is, the other coats of primer that we're going to put on there, we're going to put a couple coats of primer on the outside, and then the ultimate of the light gray here. That should take care of any light spots there coming through. And all right, well, super excited, guys. Just really anxious to start working on the lighting for this. Again, I've got some pretty cool ideas that we're going to do, and it should turn out really nice. So looking forward to continuing the project. Stand by.